Hi and welcome to Ambrosia. My name is Bhavya Desai and today is all about rum fever. Yes, winters are coming and winters के time पे अच्छी rums पीना हमेशा बहुत ही मजा आता है. So that's why today we're going to review the Two Indies rum. Now ये rum जो है ये आती है Amrut Distilleries से. This is not the only rum that Amrut makes. Amrut also makes another interesting rum called the Old Port Deluxe rum, which is also quite nice. इसका price क्या है? The price of this rum is rupees 1700 in Mumbai, about 2200 in Bangalore, and the cheapest you will get it is at 850 rupees in Goa. Apart from these three cities and states, you obviously get it at other places as well. वो मैं नीचे link description में डाल दूंगा. But before we start this review, let's just do a quick trivia. क्या आपको पता है कि where has rum originated from? Let me know in the comments. Please don't Google it. Just trust your knowledge up, and then I will tell you where actually rum is originated from. So this rum was actually conceptualized by the now late founder and chairman and MD of Amrut Distilleries, Mr. Neelkant Rao Jagdale. Now his idea was to bring the fusion of two rums and two different cultures and create a nice, mellow and interesting spirit. अब ये जो है ये एक्चुअली ट्रिब्यूट है इंडियन फार्मर्स को एंड इंडियन रम्स एंड इसे ब्लेंड किया गया है विद द मैच्योर्ड रम्स फ्रॉम वेस्ट इंडीज एंड दैट इंसिडेंटली इज आल्सो वेयर रम हैज ओरिजिनेटेड फ्रॉम बाय द वे. This rum has actually won a couple of international awards and also it was also the winner of the best premium rum in the Ambrosia Awards in 2021. So this rum actually has a very unique story when it comes to its blends. So it uses Caribbean rums, as I mentioned earlier, which come from, of course, Jamaica, Guyana, and Barbados, which are directly shipped to the Amrut Distillery in Bangalore, in Kambipura, actually. And that's where it is matured and mixed and blended with Indian rums. Now, Indian rums are ideally aged at about 3 years or so. And what is the other interesting thing is that this rum and its blend, which uses base from Jaggery. Now that's very unique. The reason is because most of the rums actually are made from grapes, of course, as we know. Then apart from that, you also have rums which are made of molasses. The newer trend is to obviously use cane spirits as well. तो उसमें ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट के बीच में एक्चुअली ये जैगरी से बनती है जो हम गुड़ कहते हैं जो अपने हिंदी में. सो दैट इज अ वेरी यूनिक कॉन्सेप्ट एंड परहैप्स if I'm not mistaken, this could very well be the only rum which is made out of jaggery in the world. So ये spirit भी जो है that is actually distilled in both column and pot stills in order to retain the natural molasses. And after it's done, then जो blend किया जाता है by keeping it and maturing it in oak wood barrels. Now that I feel will add a certain dash of sweetness because oak wood barrels जो है that obviously add its character on the taste and the palate. Now what's also interesting is that इसमें कोई artificial flavor नहीं add किया है. So now let's look at the packaging. Of course, the bottle comes with a little bit of interesting information about the rum, which we are going to keep aside. But when I look at the bottle, it's nice and sleek. It's very unique looking bottle. Of course, very rum-like bottle as well. But at first glance, when I see this, I'm actually reminded कि वो ज्ञानचंद single malt whiskey जो है जो हमने review की थी उसके जैसी. But of course, this has come much before that. That was launched a lot later. If you look at this, the information as well, it's very clear. The Two Indies rum, which is Amrut, it's nice and labeled. Of course, I have a very strong feeling that this labeling is also done by hand because the labels are a little slanted. So that's quite interesting, and it's always great to have like those labels put handmade and also stuck onto the bottle. You read the words rum and ron, which is rum and ron on the bottle. And this is actually the influence which comes from the Caribbean islands, because if you notice, Caribbean islands actually at some point of time जो थे वो French and Spanish colonies थी, and उसका influence आपको अभी भी काफी दिखता है. Now in terms of the other things, yes, it is a 750 ml bottle, 42.8% की ABP value है इसमें. If you look at the back as well, of course you have all the information about where it's made, and then on the side you know the ingredients, which is contains fermented natural caramel. And as I always say, a corked rum is really good to see. Let's hear that pop. The pop is so important, as I always say. If you can see, the color is nice and goldeny. It's nice and amber. So that's always interesting to see. A nice swirl, as I always say. And then let's do the nosing. Definitely sweetish tones. You surely get that sweetness. It's quite strong as well. I mean, 42.8% ABP value. I can surely feel it. I think there's a little bit of nutty sort of a underbase as well. But you really have to like dig in because in general the sweetness really comes through. Spices maybe. I think I'm getting a little bit of spices. Interesting. Okay. Surely sweetness is there. That hint of nice mellow spirit. Uh, I don't. It's not something which is extremely mellow. Neither is it something which is really hard hitting. It's nice balanced spirit where it's giving you a little bit of that punch as well. But at the same time, it tells you as well. Okay, you know what? That this is a nice spirit. It's just going to go down slowly. Nice finish. I can still feel the finish. Spiciness for sure. I can feel the spiciness in my palate a little bit. Um, Beginning when you start tasting it, you definitely get a little bit of banana as well, like a banana peel sort of a taste. Uh, um, yeah, it's slightly dry. I can feel throat getting a little bit dry. So yeah, so definitely it's a dry rum. Yeah, so there is that little bit of undertones of that saltiness. I mean, that salty nuttiness sort of a thing. It's not very strong. It kind of comes through a little bit. Um, Nice caramelly. I think the sweetness that comes from the oak wood, it's really nice and it's nice and light in the beginning, and then the spiciness kind of just takes you on when once that sweetness gets done. So, what do I think about Two Indies Rum? Well, let's look at the rum category in India to understand this a little bit better. Now, whiskey और vodka की तरह when it comes to rums as well, consumers हमेशा अपने preference जो होते हैं वो choose करते हैं. अभी ये category में of course Old Monk जो है, it's one of the most popular products because it's affordable as well as it's light on the pocket and gives you a good taste. अभी ये जो rum है, ये actually much like the single malts that Amrut also produces, ये एक acquired taste है because it's a quality product. Now, there's a high chance that when it comes to mass market, consumers might not always be exposed to quality products, and because they are not exposed to those quality products, उनको शायद ये rum नहीं पसंद आए because it's a little dry, it's a little mellow, it has a little bit of character, it's something which is a little different. But मेरे हिसाब से if you are into rums, then this is a rum that you should surely try. The reason is because it actually gives you that fusion of two marriages, which is one is of course from West Indian rum, which is Caribbean rums and Indian rums, and I think the blend that they've given, it really gives you a very complex and undertones which you have to really unravel as you start taking more and more sips. So I definitely give my thumbs up to this. अगर आपको ये मिलेगी 815 Goa in rupees in Goa for a 750 ml bottle, I think it's a very good price for a good value product. So if you like this video, then please like, share, subscribe कीजिए. Please, आपके लिए एक subscription button is just a small thing, but for us it's very important. It motivates us to do a lot more videos and bring it to you. And very, very important is, until next time, drink responsibly.